All right, here we go. Y'all should hear me now. We good? There we go. All right, here we go. Man, look. Let's go ahead and start this off the right way. These dudes, the Miami Heat to me, man, fake swag. The Miami Heat to me are dudes, and I know they're number one they're number one in the East, and they got guys that got some name brand recognition. But the Miami Heat are not crazy like that. The Miami Heat are Jimmy Butler can't elevate no more. Victor Oladipo looks like a shell of himself. The best guy they got down there look like is Bam Adebayo. That's it. That's the best guy they got. And Tyler Hero. And these dudes is walking around. And that's the thing about the Miami Heat. I wouldn't have a problem with him. I don't have a problem losing to the Milwaukee Bucks. I don't have a problem losing to, say, for instance, a team like Durant and them. I know Durant. I know the Warriors is good. But the doggone Miami Heat got borrowed swag. These dudes, this is the reason why I never wanted LeBron to go down there and jumpstart something. Because these dudes be acting like they be handpicking champions down there. We're champions. We got the champions, in Miami. No, y'all don't. You had LeBron and Dwayne Wade a couple of years. Don't act like you guys is down there drafting people every single year, getting it done. You get stars that's about 30 years old, 32 years old, and they go down there and try to play defense and hustle for a couple more years. Let's not act like you didn't do that to Shaq. Jimmy Butler is down there doing the same thing. Jimmy Butler played terrible tonight. He had 20-something points tonight. Jimmy Butler did. And this dude got most of his points off turnovers in the second quarter. Turnovers in the second and third quarter. Come on now. Let's go ahead and start the show the right way. I digress. We'll jump right off into it. Boy, I tell you. Cavs tonight, man. Cavs. 117-105. They take an L tonight to the Miami Heat. And I'm going to tell you what. The game was in tow for the Cavs. The Cavs had a great opportunity to have this game and have this game where they wanted it to. But once again, the youth. I think the youth for the Cleveland Cavaliers came back to bite them, and you know what? And you look at what happened in the quarters. It's all about right here. It's all about what happens in the second quarter. You look at what the Cleveland Cavaliers were able to do in the second quarter, 39 points in the second quarter. You take a look at what they were able to do in that quarter, and they really go into halftime. They're down 1 point going to halftime and actually get the momentum going into into the halftime. They're actually, and I thought Brad Daugherty did a really good job of explaining what the Cavs needed to do in their opportunities. When you don't have Jared Allen in the game, when you don't have Karis LeVert, when you don't have any guys like Colin Sexton, what you need to be able to do in that situation is you need to be able to get your shots. You need to be able to get your shots wherever you can get them on the court. I think the Cleveland Cavaliers just did a bad job overall going into that third quarter and playing the pace that they needed to play. The Miami Heat came out and forced the Cleveland Cavaliers to start forcing shots. We came out and started running, one post motion or 5-out motion, and it was just crazy. We stopped going down to Evan Mobley. We stopped feeding the big fella. And when you got that situation, when you got that type of energy, you need to work inside out. And this is what the Cavs need to understand moving forward. What they need to understand moving forward is Evan Mobley has to be a guy that needs to touch the rock in the middle. He has to be a guy that's going to touch the rock, that's going to get the ball out, that's going to kick. We had way too many times guys coming down, dribbling the ball once or twice, moving around, kicking the ball out and shooting threes. You can't have that. Can't have that. You look at this game. The game turned for the Cavs in that third quarter. 15 points in the third quarter for the Cleveland Cavaliers. 27 points for the Miami Heat in that quarter. And you look at the rest of the game. For the most part, it was even throughout the game as far as the scoring distribution. But you look, 15 points in the third quarter is not going to get it done. And there was a couple of highlights there that'll really show you where the game. Bam Adebayo, he really killed us. Killed us today. He had a 28 point, 20, almost 30 points, 17 rebounds. We'll get to that here in a second. And the Cavs consistently let guys like Strus and other guys, Strus and other dudes just hit us up. You look at this situation right now, field goal percentage. Cavs shot a decent clip from the field, 44% to 47%. Little too high. The Cavs want to give up. Not too bad. They did get beat on the 3-point line. 8 for 25 for the Cavs. And you look at what the 3-point percentage when Miami was supposed to do, 11th for 35, 31%, 32%. That was more even. Both teams got to the free throw line, 27 to 29, 24 27. Both teams shot a really high percentage from the free throw line. So the Cavs actually, clipped the Heat a little bit by 3 with that as well. But right here is where you can really see. You can really start to see here, and we'll get to it. It's the turnovers. The turnovers would really hit us. Turnovers, we had 17 turnovers a day. You look at the points in the paint. Miami beat us by 8 points in the points in the paint. And those steals, turnovers, they have 17. They had 6 blocks, and they beat us on an assist game too. For the Cavs, 3 more assists. So, when you look at that box score, you can really see it. You look at that box score here. Shout out to let's get to a couple people in the chat here. Back in here. I'm looking at this situation. My man Julian Anthony says, man, what up, G Bush? Cavs got comfortable with a 5-point lead. They were very capable of beating Miami. Totally could have beat Miami today. That point in the third quarter where they had an opportunity to beat Miami, there was a couple times they came down the court. They were up 5. And they came down and jacked up 3 or 4 3-point shots very quickly. I think Marketing shot a couple shots. Darius Garland came down, shot up a couple threes very quickly. And they forgot what was getting on those shots. They went back to Evan Mobley too late. They should have been going down to the big fella, letting him get a couple touches and making Bam work on defense. And I think sometimes they forget about that, man. They forget about that a lot too. Let's see, Karen Phillips, my favorite channel. DG had to stop turning the ball over. Lots of turnovers. And if you've seen it, Karen, if you've seen it throughout the last couple of games when we're playing top-notch opponents, what they're going to do to Darius Garland, because he is slight of frame, they're going to just invite him to a trap. They're not even going to wait till the pick and roll comes. It's going right to 1, 2, 3 dribble, and they're blitzing him. It's the same thing. It's the same thing that the Cleveland Cavaliers used to do with Steph Curry. If you remember back when in 2014 to 2016, those years before the Golden State Warriors got Durant, what they used to do was when Steph Curry used to come off the 1-4 pick and roll with Draymond Green, they wouldn't even wait for it anymore. They just take off and run at him. And so they would get the ball out of his hands and force other people to make decisions. And so for Darius Garland right now in the Cleveland Cavaliers, you see when we're playing Philadelphia, you see when we play in teams like Miami Heat, you see when we're gonna see it tomorrow against the Chicago Bulls. They're gonna take the ball out of his hands, and those are gonna be the times in which Darius Garland has to give that ball up, get it back quick, and then start making plays. But they came out with that 5-point lead, and I thought they had a great opportunity to make an impact on the game, but they did not get the ball down low. Let's get to Mayday Davis TV says, when is Karis LeVert coming? Hey, man, your guess is as good as mine. You're welcome to come back anytime, Karis. Whenever we can get you back, big fella. Because right now, we don't have ball handlers. I'm scared when Jetty puts the ball on the floor 2 or 3 times in a row. We just don't have that. We don't have that backcourt flavor. We don't have that. We are missing that tremendously right now in terms of backcourt capabilities, a ball, just being able to hit shots, being able to dribble, being able to create for the bigs. Right now, it's looking real rough. We're real rough in the streets. The reason random players always kill us at the 3-point line is because our tall lineup and Kevin Love lack lateral quickness on the perimeter. Lone Star. let me tell you something. I'm gonna clap it up for you. And there are times I just want to let people. I want to send a raven or a pigeon or some sort of Morse code or maybe a text message or a page to Lauri Markkanen and Kevin Love. What you lack on the defensive end of the floor, you can then exploit on the other end. If you are going to let Strus hit three after three after three after three, at least make Strus come back down and have to guard a 7-footer or a 6'10" dude. I repeat, if you gonna give that up on that end, he has it. What Charles Barkley used to say. Charles Barkley says this on NBA, and I love it to death. He says, "Hey, that big fella got a head too. He got a head too. He down there knocking your head off. Come back and knock his head off." I love it because what he's doing is he's out there really exploiting what he does best in his matchup, and that's hitting threes coming off screens. Well, listen, Lauri, you're great when you understand that you can do other things too, like get the ball under the basket and finish. Kevin, we know you come off the screens and we know you can shoot the three, but you got to be down low sometimes, big fella. We're missing Jared Allen right now. We need you down there under them boards. Come on now. Now let's get to this box score, and this will show you where it's at. Let's get to the Cavs first. We'll do this with the Cavs. We'll get to it with the Cavs here. Let's go. Evan Mobley. I thought Evan Mobley in the first quarter, in the first half, when the Cavs got back into that game in the second quarter, was doing his thing. I thought he was really the catalyst inside, passing the ball, getting people open, and making the defense collapse on him. He's kicking, and guys are getting much more space. When you're not a great dribbler or you're not a great penetrator, you need ball movement to make it to a point where you can get to the rack. Evan Mobley was doing that. He ends up tonight 19 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists. He could have had way better than that, though, because in the third quarter, they just went away from him. They just went away. We went no post motion, 5 out. Guys were starting to play one-on-one, and this team, especially as constituted now, that people are out hurt. Now that's not our game plan. That's nowhere near our game plan. Evan Mobley could have definitely had a bigger impact on this game, and JB has to tell these guys, look, big fella needs to be getting touches down there. You know, that's where our stuff is going to come from. Darius Garland tonight, 24 points and 11 assists. 2 rebounds in there. I thought Darius had a nice game, but this is the way they're gonna play Darius. They're gonna mitigate the way that he gets other people involved. As you can see, those 11 assists. If he gets you 24 and 11. That's not going to hurt you because the way the Cavs are built, they need 24 and 11 from Garland. They need 19 and 12 from Evan Mobley. They need about 17 and 10 from Kevin Love. They need about 16 and 11 from Jared Allen. They also, you see where I'm going with this? Isaac Okoro need to give him 9, 10, 11 points. That's the thing with the Cleveland Cavaliers. If they're going to be a high-level team in the playoffs, they need to get it from multiple people, multiple places, all throughout the game. If they have any dry spots, they're going to be in trouble. Thought Lauri Markkanen played okay today. Not enough rebounds here. See this? For a 7-footer, you got 15 points, 4 rebounds, 32. Not enough. Especially when the Heat are playing small ball. When you got PJ Tucker playing, but the small forward or the power forward. No, it's not good enough. Lauri, you got to punish them down there when they got guys playing. He looked like a small version of me. You got 6'4" JV dudes, old football players down there playing. Come on now. Come on. Isaac Okoro, 9 points. I think Isaac plays well in spurts. Isaac plays very well in spurts. He gets you to the basket. He can get to the rim. Going to the rim, he's a dominant cat as far as taking hits and getting there. It's just sometimes he just doesn't seem like he understands where he's at on the floor. I thought Dean Wade had a couple nice drives, hit a 3 earlier. But for the most part, I need to see more from Dean Wade on the boards too. 1 rebound. Kevin Love, 11 and 9, pretty much what he's going to give you. But if Jared Allen's not going to be in the game, we need to have Kevin Love go into Minnesota Timberwolves Kevin Love. We understand that's in your bag of tricks, Kev. You know that. There's times where they're switching off, and I see him, Jimmy Butler on him. Kyle Lowry is on you. Lord, if Tyler Hero, I can be your hero, baby. If he's ever on me, I'll come out of retirement and get a post up. I can reverse Mikins on him, drop step. Tyler Hero on you on a switch is buckets. Come on. That's a 6-pack in a pound. If you know, you know. Come on now. Jetty is the spark plug off the bench. I think Jetty, he couldn't hit the broadside of a barn earlier. He shot 3 or 4 air balls. Disgusting. But he hit a couple late there. And then Rajon Rondo came in, gave you a lucky 3. He had a nice drop. He dropped a crazy dime to your man, to Evan Mobley. And then everybody else to get along game at the bottom. Not much. Let's get back to some of the people in the chat to see what we got going. Let me see. And I agree with 100% on your point about Miami. I lost respect for LeBron having that small town kid syndrome and always trying to bandwagon, integrate himself with the larger markets. I can't stand that. That's my problem with the Heat. It is. Come on, you didn't draft Lonzo Mourning. You didn't. And they draft the same dudes. Listen, they go get, we got Adonis Haslam. We're going to get Bam Adebayo. That's the same person. See what I'm saying? Then what we going to do? We like scrappy point guards too. Let's go get Kyle Lowry. He looked like Tim Hardaway. And then how D Wade used to slash back in the day. We going to go get Jimmy. Listen, I'm going to tell you what. Miami Heat, y'all going to have a tough way about this. Because I don't really respect what y'all got going. I see a lot of old tired legs. I see a lot of dudes, trying to draw fouls. I always know if you're gonna be a ball team or not. Just always know, you can always tell if a team is gonna be ready to go and be a ball team. If they always on the floor, if after every single foul they talking to a ref, and if after every single foul they talking to the ref, it looks like they're the ones being screwed, even if the call goes their way. Kyle Lowry up there. Kyle Lowry, I don't even know. I'm like, man, Kyle Lowry, you need to go on a no-carb diet too. Your lower body is way too, your lower trunk is getting out of control. They're not good. I got the Bulls better than them. I definitely have the Milwaukee Bucks better than them, and I definitely have the Brooklyn Nets better than them. I'm not fooled. I'm not fooled by them at all. Not fooled by them at all. Everything Lone Star said, it was correct. The Cavs have athleticism issue on the perimeter. This has happened too many times on the perimeter where average players look like all-stars. Oh no. Strauss, can somebody put it in the chat? What's that dude from? I said I just can't stand him. What's the kid that was hitting them threes for the Sixers? Somebody look that up. The kid that was killing us for the Sixers, and it looked like it was Strauss's cousin. I don't know what they is. Who is that kid? Let me see. Somebody get that up. Somebody get that. We're gonna see. Man, I might even put my wife on it. Nope, she's over watching cartoons. She don't have it. But this Strauss guy, he has to be stopped. Has to be stopped. Bear Theater says too many injuries. Karen Phillips says Moses Browns could be a backup. to J.A. or Mobley. Just look at his OKC video. I don't like Davis. He doesn't score. I don't know what Davis does. I don't. Like, he's just there. I think he's like, I don't know. He might be somebody's counselor. You know what I'm saying? They're having a bad day. He asks, like, what's going on? I don't know. I just don't know what Ed Davis does on a high level. So, Bear Theater says we need LeVert back in the highest level. We need LeVert back. And man, tell me, as you guys are watching these games, you don't be looking around saying, man, when can we get Colin Sexton back? Put the one in there, put the two in the chat of you just being like, man, Colin Sexton would look great. Tell him call the hotline. Tell him call the hotline. My dad's over here beating my ears up on another channel. I said, tell him to call the hotline. We'll get it up here for him. Matter of fact, here we go. Let me pull it up for y'all. Here we go. Here we go. There we go. Let's rock and roll. If you want to be a part of it, hit me up right now. You want to talk? You want to get in here? 24 people that are currently watching this live. Make sure you put that like button, especially if you're on YouTube. Make sure you hit the like button. It's the only way we can keep getting this Cavs content out. And if you want to call me, hit me up right now. 216-200-7859. I want to hear what you got to say about the game. 216-200-7859. We will get you on right now. Here we go. I think we got somebody.
Send a voicemail, press 2.
All right, man. Who we got on the hotline?
It's your dad.
Oh, you pulled up on me finally.
The guy's name was Naing.
Naing?
Naing.
Yeah, Naing was the dude from Philadelphia that was killing us.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna tell you what was your thoughts on this game today? What was your thoughts on this game today?
Well, the thoughts was I think the Cavaliers ball handling is the problem. They have to have somebody that's, when they go zone or when they double team Garland, they have to have somebody go through that lane and have like a 4-on-3 fast break, because guys are just standing around the perimeter and not moving the ball. Somebody has to go through that middle and kind of split it so they can have options to throw the ball around in the perimeter. But they have to definitely get the ball to Mobley.
Mobley looked like he was the reason that they got back into that game. They was kind of feeding them with the high-low. He was actually, moving around and getting people involved, the other bigs like Markin and Kevin Love. I was so surprised when it came out the second half and they just go to this open, type of ball where people was just jacking up threes and they was up 5 points.
Right. You got to punish them for going small. You have to get them guys down on the block. Mobley shouldn't have no time when he comes in the game and not touch that ball. He's a good passer. And besides, he got 3 or 4 inches on any post defender out there.
So really quickly, what are your thoughts on tomorrow's game?
Tomorrow's game, everybody's going to play Garland the same way. What we need to do is get that extra ball handler, get the ball out of Garland's hand, get the ball back to Garland, and move the ball. If you got guys blitzing him, you got guys wide open where they can just touch the ball, pass the ball, and Garland, as soon as he gets the ball back, he can go to the lane and distribute.
Hey, man. Hey, We gonna catch up. We got to talk. This is another story, but you know the Deshaun Watson is already starting. We gonna be I'm gonna catch up with you on that tomorrow.
All right then.
All right.
All right then.
All right. I'll talk to you later. Hey man, checking in, man. If you want to get you want to get in on the VIP hotline, 216-200-7859. This is the only place in the world where you could just call right up and get on the hotline if you want to get your thoughts in right now. The only place you're doing this. Let's run through this really quickly. We'll still be doing this, and we got probably about 10, 15 more minutes before we go. But if you do want to get into the hotline, VIP hotline is right in front of you. 216-200-7859. All lines are open right now. We got one line available if you want to get in and talk about the Cavs, what's going on moving into this next game, or you want to talk about this game. It's available to you. If you do want to donate, you could donate on Cash App at $GBush91, and you could also donate on PayPal as well, and do that too. Let's get to a couple more comments here. Karen said, LeVert better play tomorrow. All-Star says, we need to get wins now. These injuries aren't helping, and our next 5 games are all tough. We really need to beat teams like the Magic, the Rockets to get easier games won. I couldn't agree more. I left the T off the name of it on his name. He's LeHurt. A lot of people I put it in the twos if you're looking at if you mix Garrett Colin Sexton, shall I say Colin Sexton. Oh, let's get to it. We got another person. Let's see who on the hotline.
Call from
Tim.
to accept, press 1.
All right, man. We got my man Tim. We got my man Tim online. What's going on, Tim?
What's up, dog?
Hey,
calling to let you know, man.
Right, man.
This is your boy from Twitter.
I got you, man. How you living, man?
Man, it's time for LeVert to be getting on the doggone floor because I'm getting sick and tired of him not being there. There's too much crap with his injury. And then I hope.
You there? You good? You're breaking up?
I hope Sexton get back up before the end of the year.
We definitely need Sexton, and LeVert is something that is a double-edged sword because I really wanted to start LeVert. I really wanted him to I wanted him to be a guy that we can put in the starting lineup and really kind of move him and get the ball movement. But he hasn't played enough games to even understand what the feel is now.
Exactly, and I think the chemistry is not going to be there if they're going to try to make it to the playoffs. We just traded for him, and he ain't doing nothing about it.
What are you worried about? Are you worried about a chance that the Cavs will have to play in the play-in games and not actually be slotted into the playoffs? You might be thinking.
Well, the thing is, I'm looking at those teams behind them right now. If they keep on losing like this, they're going to end up being the damn play-in if they keep on fucking around like this.
Hold on. Yeah, we can't get demonetized over here. We can't get demonetized, big fella. Yeah. Oh, by the way, man, please don't get me kicked off the platform. You can't get kicked off the platform. No cursing, please. You know what I'm saying? No cursing. No foul language. We don't want to get kicked off the platform. So yes, but I do say, we don't want that. We don't want none of that to pop off. But listen, hotline is available. Hotline is available. You want to call really quickly? You get your stuff heard. Get your voice heard. Get your instant reaction heard. Let's go back to some of the box scores here and kind of show you where we took that L. Let's show you where we took that L. Now, let me take some of this off as far as my banner and stuff so you guys can really get to what we want to do here and really put that in there. Here we go. So this, let me get that out of here too. Add one more comment. Here we go. Here we go. So let's take a look at where the Miami Heat did their thing. First and foremost, Bam Adebayo balled out today. 30 points, 17 rebounds, 33 minutes. I thought he was a beast on the boards. Kept dunking, kept being very active. He's what we call he's a luxury goon. Like he's a goon. He does all the dirty work, but they let him run the ball up court sometimes. He can hit a little 14, 15-foot jumper. You know what I'm saying? Can, shoot a decent percentage from the free throw line. He's a luxury goon, luxury thug. That's what he is. Bam Adebayo, he played his tail off tonight. I give him that. There's a couple dudes that I just don't respect. They're gangster. PJ Tucker, you got a lot of Jordans, but at this point, I could do what you do. I mean, I could 4 rebounds. Those bounced and rolled to you. The assist, okay, whatever. 2 points, you missed about 100 corner threes, and you weigh 245. He looks like a JV fullback playing at the Citadel. Kyle Lowry, he's a shell of himself. I've seen him try to pull it out. Kyle Lowry is the guy that just complains the whole show. The whole game he complains about how something's wrong, and he's just clearly fouling people, missing shots, and doing whatever. He had 10 assists, but they was raggedy assists. Jimmy Butler is another guy. Jimmy Butler is pretty much a 78 on 2K. He's pretty much a 78 on 2K. Brad Daugherty and a lot of guys was like, why is Jimmy not shooting? Well, Jimmy doesn't really have a jumper like that. And Jimmy really wants to just get to the basket. He wants to find a mismatch when he got Garland or somebody else on him and find his way to get to the basket and get his points on the free throw and layups. So Jimmy Butler had 24, but if they was playing a team like Philadelphia or the Milwaukee Bucks or the Suns, they're not letting you get that off. I'm sorry. But here's where it hurts. I'm cool with Duncan Robinson getting his joints. Tyler Hero averages about 21 off the bench, so he's going to get his money. But this Max Strus guy, you can't let Max Strus get 17 points off the bench. That's you can't let that happen. And the Cavs are letting people get that off. The Niang guy, they're letting people get this off. I mean, they do the same thing to the Hornets players. Just a random guy, Kelly Oubre. He ain't never been good. Those are the dudes you got to shut down during the playoffs. Victor Oladipo is out there hurt running around. Dwayne Dedmon he's a clay goon. He's a throw out there claymation guy he beats people up. But the guys that hurt you are the Strus guy here, and you can't let him and guys like Tyler Hero just kill you. That's just not what you can't do it. It's not going to work out well for you. Not going to work out for you. Let's get back to some of this in the chat. Everybody's talking about getting Colin Sexton back and saying, what are you thinking about that, G. Bush? I said, man, we need the twos in there if you're thinking about getting Colin Sexton back. We need Sexton back ASAP. I am not fielding no questions the rest of this year in terms of saying, well, we don't really need Colin Sexton. This is the exact reason you need Colin Sexton. LeVert injury pissing me off, dog. Them twos is still up there. Oh man, twos, man. I don't and Bear Theater, I don't know how he got hurt because he played before the All-Star break, went through All-Star break, which he didn't make it, was not involved in All-Star break, but somehow came out of All-Star break with like half a foot. I'm confused. Karis LeVert doesn't play on Saturday. I'm a scream. we gave up a lot for him. Yeah, you did. You sure did. Colin needs to come back. Cavs need games like this to toughen up for the playoffs. Oh, they need all this smoke. They need all of this. And this is the reason why I'm doing these shows now. Here's why I'm doing these shows now, because I really think this. The Cavs are going to get a huge bump from playing in the playoffs. I think you're going to see people play in the playoffs like Isaac Okoro. I think you're going to see Evan Mobley. I think you're going to see Darius Garland. I think you're going to see people really raise their bar, right? And I just want the Cavs, and these are my serious expectations. I just want to see them be able to go out there and see their home crowd, right? And get out there and start playing and being like, man, this is what it's supposed to be like. I'm gonna tell y'all a story. I remember I'm from Canton, Ohio. So when we played basketball, everything was getting down to state. Everything, in Ohio, it's like you getting down to state. And the first year, I'm so old, we were still going to St. John's Arena. Then the next year, we would go down to state tourney, and it was Value City Arena. And I remember being a sophomore going down there playing in the Final Four with us, St. Ignatius, St. Eggs, and Cincinnati Withrow. And I'm going down there, and I'm just taking it all in. I just remember driving down on the bus. The air was crisper. Like it was in the summer, kind of springish feel. It was still a little wintry, but snow on the ground. But I just remember them experience getting to stay in a hotel, getting the win in that first game and then losing in the championship. All of these things and these experiences that happen with these players is going to be helpful. Evan Mobley being able to get a win in the playoffs and sleep in a home bed and just say, wow, this was excellent. This was crazy. Or to be on the road and hearing the other crowd screaming defense for dang near 3/4 of the game. That's the stuff we live for. And for the Cavs and the fans, we get an opportunity to see that with anybody other than LeBron. I mean, we haven't had that. I mean, I don't know what that looked like, being nervous and being like, okay, well, who gonna make the shot? Who gonna make the play? With all these young dudes, man. That's the exciting part about it. So my goal for them is just to get to that first round playoff game and just soak it in. Do your thing, soak it in. And it's how, if they win that one, it's house money. I'm gonna come on there every single game afterwards. I might do a pregame and postgame, just to get invigorated back into it. But that's where I think they need to go with it. Definitely think they need to go with it. Let's get to the standings a little bit, Eastern Conference standings here before we get to the upcoming schedule. Right now, 19 people here. Salute to you guys, man. 19 people right after 11 o'clock. You'd be a lot of different places than watching this. You'll be anywhere asleep doing stuff. I appreciate every 19 one of y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you have not done so, I appreciate it greatly. First, we look at the schedule. Right now, the Cavs have a little bit of a cushion, right? You're 38-27. Raptors are 35-30. Right now, you got a 3-game lead on those guys. And I think the Raptors tonight are actually playing the Suns, which could go bad for them. So they might even lose a little bit more. You don't want no parts of this. Down through here, we don't like you. We need to stay right here, right? In this little 6, And given what I've seen so far, we've played the Heat, we played the Bucks, we played the Sixers, we played the Bulls, played the Celtics a couple times. I'm not really scared of the Celtics. I just saw the Heat. I'm not a believer in the Heat. Bulls are a good team because DeRozan is a better version of Jimmy Butler. He's going to play the medium range game, elbow to elbow, much better game as far as shooting the ball, pivoting, and that. He's a elite scorer. However, I'm not a big believer in the Bulls either. At the end of the day, I think the cream of the crop in this division is Milwaukee, Philadelphia, and once again, if Ben Simmons can ever figure out why he's just sad all the time and just and don't like his life and wants to play basketball, the Sixers will be there, and also the Nets. The Nets will be there. So, I think those teams are the teams that are get up and right and going. And if the universe wants to say that Kyrie Irving is allowed to play all the games and they strike down the mandate, then they definitely got a problem. And if you are the Miami Heat and you're in first place, that's the worst thing you want to see. I gotta play the Miami Heat first game. This is trash. Let's keep it going. One more thing before we get to some of the people in the chat before we let you guys go. And I do want to say, let you guys know tomorrow, make sure you tune into the barbershop, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. on 92.3 The Fan. Got some great people coming on. We'll be talking a little bit, obviously, about Deshaun Watson. We'll be talking, obviously, a little bit about what's going on as far as free agency for the Browns. We'll get into some more NBA stuff with the Cavs. We'll also talk a little bit about Major League Baseball and that starting. Are you excited for the Guardians? Are you still slipping up calling them the Indians? We'll talk about a lot of great stuff. Make sure you can do that. If you are out and about and you miss it, don't worry. The rest of these upcoming schedule. Tomorrow, back-to-back. Got to flush this game and get right back onto it. Like I said, DeMar DeRozan, do not let him get comfortable early. Don't let Zach LaVine get comfortable early. You're going to have to know that tomorrow you're going to have to play the game at your pace. You're going to be much more aggressive with getting Evan Mobley the ball. And Bickerstaff should be imploring his team, hey, that's the way we need to play if we gonna get it done, especially because we don't have Allen right now. We need that win. It's going to be tough, but we need it. Coming up after that Monday, you're going to be able to play the Clippers, another tough game. Back to the Sixers on Wednesday. Nuggets, another tough team out of the West. Former MVP Joker coming into town. The Pistons coming in on the 19th. And they always play the Cavs tough. Always. I don't know how. They just do. Lakers, and that's going to be a very fun game. Monday, March 21st. If we can take care of business and at least win 4 out of the 5 home games coming up, I'll feel real confident of what the Cavs can do as far as making the playoffs. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get to some of the comments before we roll up out of here. Let's see. Karen says Karis LeVert stepped on somebody's foot at practice. Bear Theater says we're not winning in the playoffs unless we get healthy, and that is correctly fact. They better at least have Karis LeVert back. They need Jared Allen back, and they would be gratefully lucky and advantageous to get Colin Sexton back as well. And last but not least, a couple more here. We won't even make the playoffs if we keep losing. I think they won't keep losing. There's a couple of games in there that'll be a little more difficult than others. But I think the thing that you can hang your hat on about the Cleveland Cavaliers is the fact that you can always play hard. They have guys that can put up big-time points, and they never give up. So I think you have a couple of those. And the fact that they're playing some of these home games, I think you'll be able to get these off. And last but not least, Cavs are 38-28, and they have not changed it yet. I think he was referring to the standings. I don't know. Is he referring to the standings? Let's see. 38-28. Cool. 38-28. There you go. There you go. They just need to win 7 more games. I'll take it. I'll take it. And as for everything, I'll take the fact that we got 19 people. Hit that like and subscribe button. We're here the same place, here the same time. Tomorrow, Cavs post-game show for the Chicago Bulls. We've been looking for a win. Go ahead and check it out. It'll be streaming live on Facebook, live on YouTube, live on Twitter. It is your boy G. Bush signing out. Cavs take a definite L today. And we will talk to you coming up here in a few hours because we be working. It's G. Bush signing out, and always listen for the Clippers. You know what we do.